The recording of the meeting will be available to you. Those who watch the entire webinar are there throughout. Also, it's a 2-hour webinar from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. You will be required to write 2 emails. So I'll give you scenarios, and you need to write 2 emails. One will be a very basic one. One will be advanced one. So make sure that you have a notepad and pen ready. Make sure that your hands are free, so you're using a earphone or a headphone. Make sure there's no background noise so that you don't get disturbed. Uh, I will open up for questions in the end, so make sure there's no background noise as well. Okay. So I welcome each one of you to this impressive email drafting webinar workshop. This is what we are going to cover today. I'll be sharing with you 10 email drafting etiquette that one must follow. We'll all also learn about how do we structure an email. We'll learn some interesting aspects of writing powerful subject lines with the help of some case studies. I'll also be sharing with you a free tool which will help you to write powerful subject lines for your emails, for your blogs, and we'll also learn how to show a courtesy and how to be clear when we are writing an email. I'll be taking help of some 5 case studies to do that, and you'll be writing 2 emails, and you'll be sharing these emails here, and we'll analyze it together on how you are applying the learnings of this workshop today. Okay. So first of all, in this pandemic situation, it's become more and more important as we are not working in groups. Uh, Earlier, normally we are used to working in offices, but here the situation is such that we are individuals and we are working. Though we are working in teams, we personally don't meet each other. So in this pandemic situation, it's become more important that our emails are more effective. What I'm going to share today applies not only to business emails, it also applies to business WhatsApp group communication, whatever you do, the memos that you write, the reports that you write. So it is related to, it is really useful and relevant to all the business writing that you do. So do pay attention. Okay, so what happens in a situation when you write an email? First of all, let's understand. I'm sure your notepad and pens are ready. I'll just give 30 seconds. I'll take a 30-second pause just to make sure that you keep your notepad and pens ready. Okay. Okay, good. So I'll begin with sharing with you 10 tips for business emails. But before that, let me ask you a question. First of all, why do we write an email? So when I ask this question in class, we get different answers. We write an email because we want to communicate. That's understood. We write an email because we want to keep a record. Absolutely, because we want to provide evidence. We also write an email because we want to communicate to multiple people at the same time. But let me ask you another question. When you write an email, how do you choose you want to write an email, you want to do a phone call, or you want to personally meet the person whom want to communicate to? How will you decide? And yes, the answer is it depends on the kind of urgency. If the message is extremely urgent, you'll meet them personally. If the message is semi-urgent, you'll make a telephone call. And if the message that you are sending needs to be recorded and has to be sent to multiple people at the same time, then you'll use an email, because you don't have control over when the receiver opens your email. So, first of all, let's understand, what does an email do to you? What does an email do to your brand, the company that you're representing? What does an email do to your personal brand? So I'm sure you would have seen in your offices somebody who's always dressed impeccably, always dressed professionally. What impression do you have about such person? Correct. You have an impression that the person is very professional, very meticulous. You may have not interacted with the person. You may have not, never dealt with that person. Now imagine another scenario. You've seen a person who's never dressed well at all at work. Again, you have not interacted with this person, but you have an impression about that person, that the person is casual, not professional, maybe not reliable. Well, whatever impression a dressing creates, same impression your emails are constantly creating about you. Day in and day out, your emails are creating an impression about you, that you are professional, you're creative. So if your emails are organized, people feel you are a well organized person. If your emails are to the point, people feel you are a reliable person. If your emails have all the data that is required, people feel that you are a well organized person. If your emails are creative, you have successfully created an impression that you are a creative person. And if your emails, if you keep sending forwards regularly, unverified forwards these days, then you're creating an impression about yourself that you don't verify facts before you share with all. So, what kind of impression you would like to create about yourself and the brand that you represent depends on what kind of emails that you write. So, I'm going to share with you 10 email etiquettes that when you follow, they'll create the right impression about you and the brand that you represent. First of all, is stop, think and write or don't write. So ऐसा है ना कि या तो हमने सोचना चाहिए कि हमने ये ईमेल क्यों लिख रहे हैं. We should think कि हम ये ईमेल क्यों लिख रहे हैं. Why am I writing this email? Is it appropriate to meet the person? Is it appropriate to do a conference call? Is it appropriate to call the person? So first of all, decide that is email the right means of communication. Second, make sure that you don't show your emotions on your email. This is pretty basic. Be professional. Make sure that you do a spell check and use a professional language in your email. Let's say you are in an HR department, or let's say you are in a technology department and you're writing to an HR department. Make sure that if you're writing technical stuff to a non-technical department, you explain all the jargons in detail. So if you have a doubt, spell it out. If you have a doubt, explain the jargons that you are representing in your email. It's very important, tip number 5, it's very important that your emails are precise, which is to the point, concise, they are short, and there is clarity in your emails. We'll look at that more in detail in the case studies. It's very important these days that when you send mails to large groups of people, make sure that you customize your emails to individuals. There's a tool in Microsoft Word which is called a mail merge tool. If you use the mail merge tool in Microsoft Word, you will be able to personalize n number of emails to all the people, and each individual will receive this email one by one on their name with their own data only, and not a group mail. The seventh tip that I have for you is that most people, I cannot read what is there in your mind, but I can only read your email. So it's extremely important that you be specific in your emails. Keep your cool. Now, it is said that you should not express your emotions in your email. They may be very high positive emotions, or emotions of love or hate. Do not express that on emails, because A, it gets recorded, and B, it can get circulated. You don't want your temporary emotion to be freezed and recorded and circulated to the world. And again, it's a basic etiquette that you do not express your emotions in your email in a business environment. It is said that when you are sending emails across departments, do not mark a CC to people who should not be knowing the information that is there in your email. So always follow a need to know basis policy. 10 is to be clean and tidy. So make sure that your emails are neat, clean, and tidy. If required, add attachments. Sometimes a long Microsoft Word document content can be copied in an email to avoid attachment. So these were the 10 email etiquettes that I wanted to share with you. Uh, I hope you don't mind if I talk about me for 1 or 2 minutes. My name is Piyush Bhatia. I'm the founder and CEO of BM English Speaking Institute. I'm a Dale Carnegie certified and British Council certified IELTS trainer. I'm on a mission to train 1 crore Indians in English fluency since 2004. I've authored a Amazon best-selling book called Get Your Dream Job, for which I've received a appreciation letter from Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Infosys CEO Narayan Murthy. Infosys mentor he is right now. And since 15 years, I've been heading BM English Speaking Institute. We've trained more than 350,000 professionals in English fluency. We have a team of 40 certified experienced trainers. We have 5 English training centers all over Mumbai. We've ranked number 1 on Google since last 15 years. And we've got 5,600 plus Google reviews with 4.2 star rating. And I'm passionate about using digital technology to teach English fluency and business English writing skills. Okay, so we come to the first point. How do you write a powerful subject line? I'm sure all of us were reading Times of India, have been reading some newspaper, or have been reading blogs or articles everywhere. Have you noticed that sometimes just because the headline is very very captivating, वो headline ने आपका attention खींच लिया, you ended up reading the entire article. You ended up spending 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes just because the heading attracted you. So that it's extremely important that you we write a powerful subject line. Now, what is the purpose of a subject line? A subject line, a subject line is very important because on an average, a person receives around 80 emails every day. Even you may be receiving anything between 50 to 80 emails every day. Now, how do you decide which email you want to read? Definitely, it is based on the subject line, and people don't have that much time to go through all the emails. So, based on the subject line, the attractiveness of the subject line, we decide to open an email. So, let's look at a case study. Let's say you have to write an email to your bank requesting for a duplicate passport. Let's look at somebody who's written a subject, and the subject is request to issue a duplicate passport and an application for a duplicate passport. So somebody's written this subject, act now. I'm sure this is a very regular subject, and definitely you'll say that it needs some improvement. Now, what are the problems in this subject line? It says it has used too many of either exclamation marks, and what action you want the user to take is not clearly mentioned here. Okay, let's revise this subject. Request to issue a duplicate passbook for the account number so and so. Yeah, so this is clear. This makes it very clear for the reader, for the receiver of the email, on what is the clear subject of this email. Or action requested to issue a duplicate passbook and the account number by this date. So I'm sure you compared the original subject to the revised subject. So the tips that what we are learning from this is that include the deadline in your subject line and convey the sense of urgency. In case you're having some questions when I'm talking, Make sure that in the notepad you write down these questions. We'll deal with the questions before we close the webinar today. Okay, so first is, of course, include the deadline as far as possible, and also include the call to action. Okay, now I'm going to share with you a very interesting free online tool which will help you to write impressive subject lines. Yeah, are you ready? Here it goes. So go to Google, type co-schedule headline analyzer. Write down the name of this tool, co-schedule headline analyzer. Now Google will share with you, Google will show you postschedule.com headline analyzer link. There you click on the link and you'll come to this page. So if you see the URL reads postschedule.com / headline dash analyzer. So let's say I type your request to issue a duplicate passbook. Okay. Now I'll share with you how does this, how does this tool help you? Then this headline analyzer, post-schedule headline analyzer, will analyze your tool, analyze your subject line, and will give you detailed analysis of your heading. And it says you got 57 marks out of 100. Ideally, you should get 70 marks for it to be really catchy and interesting for somebody to open an email. So it will analyze the word balance that is there. So it says that in this heading, 34% of the common words you've used. It will also tell you how, so there are PDFs which will show you what makes an emotional headline so powerful, how to master word balance. It will analyze your entire email word by word and will give you tips and tricks on how to write powerful subject lines. Okay. Yeah. So just a minute. I think some participants are waiting. Okay. Okay. Uh, so this is the tool you can use for for writing powerful headlines. Once the webinar is over, you can go through the tool and use it at the fullest. Okay, now let's look at how to structure an email. Okay, let's look at a scenario where you have to deliver a bad news. Now let's say you are a manager and you need to deliver some bad news. Now how do you do that? Is uh, okay. So let's look at how to deliver bad news, how to write an email when you are in a tough situation. You have to use your communication skills to really deliver a bad news. And how would you? Let's look at from this case study here. I'm sure you're able to see my screen. You're able to see my screen. Okay. So I'll zoom this. Okay. Okay. So I'll take you through this. Can we have somebody who would like to volunteer to read this? I'll unmute that participant. Can we have Ashwini? Ashwini, you are there?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ashwini. Yeah, can you volunteer to read what is there on the screen?
Sure.
Yeah.
Delivering bad news
Yeah.
is always tricky. The challenge here is twofold. First, limiting the damage to the relationship, Second is establishing a basic of moving forward.
So can you please explain this a little bit?
Want me to explain it?
Yeah, please.
Limiting the damage to the relationship. So, if you are writing an email, maybe if you can consider as a bad news, would be terminating the person also.
Yeah, this email is
So,
regarding that. Yeah, go ahead, Ashwin.
uh, so it in maybe the boss is in a good relationship, personal relationship with the person, but his official relationship is not that great. So this would be limiting his damage to the relationship if the drafting is done quite well. Hope I'm right.
Right. So okay, let me explain it. So when you have to, this email is about laying off employees. Now let's say you are a manager and you have to lay off employees, but you want to limit the damage to the relationship, and you want to establish a way basis of moving forward. That how do we move forward? Or this email is maybe about delivering some other bad news. We'll come to that. Okay. So most common blunders that we make, Ashwini. Ashwini, you're there? Yeah,
Hello.
Ashwini. Yeah, Ashwini.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
most common blunders: failing to express understanding, sympathy, or regret.
Okay.
So, can I explain this first and
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
could
yeah, yeah.
failing to express understanding, sympathy, or regret. So, if your clarity is not there in the content,
Right.
so that could be a
Blunder.
blunder.
Trying
Second
to
is trying to deliver the bad news and the explanation for it all at once.
correct.
So, uh, like we should always divide it into two paras or so that it is easier for the person to follow. It shouldn't
Right.
be a miscommunication of any kind.
Right.
The third is sending an email for news that should be expressed in person. That is laying off or firing an employee.
Right.
It is self-explanatory.
Okay. Self-explanatory. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Now you can go on mute. So
Yeah.
recommended solution. The revision below right shows an approach we called a pacer. We'll learn a pacer technique, a way to sequence your remarks in a carefully measured fashion. Okay. So I'll read this email first. Okay. So the original email says to staff vacation time. Effective immediately, any vacation time that has not been previously scheduled will not be granted due to a large increase in call volume and reduced level of available staff to all those calls. This is difficult decision for us to reach, but it appears to be the only available at the present time, short of scheduling required overtime. If you if you have previously scheduled vacation time with your supervisor, you will not be affected by this decision. We are asking those associates who may need incidental vacation time to schedule those days after at a later time when call volumes have returned to normal. We thank you in advance for your flexibility and teamwork during this critical time period. We hope to lift this temporary policy as quickly as possible. If you have any questions, please contact me. So if you see in this email, इसमें क्या हो रहा है? First paragraph itself, the manager has declared the bad news, right? Now let's look at a revised email where a pacer technique is used. Staff, if you were thinking of scheduling vacation time in the near future, I am afraid I have bad news. Effective immediately and until further notice, any vacation time not previously scheduled will not be granted. We realize how disappointing this news will be for many of you, and we did not make this decision lightly. The problem is the large increase in call volume and the reduced level of available staff to answer those calls. So, if you see in the first paragraph, first of all, the manager is preparing. Begin with a consoling phrase that braces readers for the news to come. Then, in the next phase, simply announce the bad news. Any vacation time not previously scheduled will not be granted. So it is like that. First preparing for the bad news and then delivering the bad news. The next is consoling. Show empathy and concern for the plight of your readers, for the impact this news will have on their situations. Right. So we realize that how disappointing this will be for you, and then explain, describe the circumstances that have led to this event or decision. The problem is large increase in call volume. So these are the problems we are facing, and that's why we will not be able to give you vacation. Okay. And then the fifth part is recommendation. So recommend, look look to the future, and when possible, recommend a reasonable next step. If you have already scheduled a vacation time with your supervisor, you are not affected. But if you're seeking incidental vacation time, we recommend that you join us in watching closely our call volumes. As soon as we return to normal, we lift this temporary policy and schedule. So this shows the way forward that this is what in this situation we'll be able to approve your leave. So this is called a pacer technique where you prepare first when you have to deliver a bad news, then you announce, then you console, and then you explain, and then you recommend the next step. So this is one case study where we learn the the art of delivering bad news. Okay, let's get back to the PPT. So let's look at how should we structure our email, a broad structure of an email that we should follow, right? So generally it is said that if you are writing an email, it should consist of three paragraphs, very generally, and it should have an opening, a body, and a close. Okay, opening should say why you are writing this email, the objective of the email. The body should include the key message. What are you trying to say? And the last paragraph should have the close, which is the call to action. What action you want the user to take? You want the user to send you a proposal. You want the user to fix a printer. You want the reader of this email to schedule a meeting. That should be the last part of your email, which is technically called the call to action, the action that you want the reader of this email to take. Let's look at some tips to structure your emails. Start with a greeting, then again the purpose of this email, then the call to action, what action you want this user to take, use bullets or tables, use a closing message, and then the signature. Okay, I'm sure some of you are curious to know that will I get a recording of this webinar? So my answer is yes. Will I get the PPT of this webinar? My answer is yes. And yeah, BM English Speaking Institute is going to come up with different discounts and offers for our courses. So all these announcements will be there in the WhatsApp group that we are going to form. So we are creating a WhatsApp community where you can join this community by sending a message to this number 70219 to send your full name and to write email drafting webinar. So when you write email drafting webinar, you'll get the link of the recording of this webinar, the PPT, and also we'll post discounts and offers that we do announce again and again. Okay, yeah. So email writing, let's do a small email writing activity now. Now it goes like this. Write an email to a hotel asking for some information. Now the idea is how you, so the ideas for this email are, how did you find out about the hotel? The questions about their prices, tell them the dates that you want, tell them the kind of room, ask about the facilities that you need. I'm giving you 8 minutes to write an email. In this 8 minutes, you need to write an email. And if you're using a laptop, you can do a share screen. If you're using a mobile, you can take a picture or you can read your email. So I'll open up the chat box and I'll open up the audio also after exactly 8 minutes. So right now the time is 3:31. At 3:39, I'll open up and you have 8 minutes to write this email. I'll read the topic once again. Write an email to a hotel asking for some information. How did you find out about the hotel? Questions about the prices. Tell them about the dates that you want. Tell them the kind of room. Ask about other facilities that you need. We have 1 minute to go now. Okay, if you're ready with your email and you'd like to share, kindly raise hand, Swati. Yeah, Swati. Yeah, Swati. Hello, Swati. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Nimesh.
Yeah, Nimesh. Hi.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I will love to share the writing for the email.
Yeah. So you're using a mobile phone, right?
I'm using my laptop.
You're using a laptop.
Yeah.
It says Oppo F9
No,
Pro.
I mean I've written an email on laptop.
Email on laptop. Okay. So you've written the email on laptop, but you're using this.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. 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 Can you read the email, please?
sure. Uh, Dear sir or madam, I'm writing you an email to get further information about your hotel. I'm Nimesh Bhatia from Mumbai, and I'm planning to visit Cyprus from 30th of August till 3rd of September, um, which may be flexible in dates with a group of 10 people. We saw your hotel on the internet and would like to get further information such as hotel fees for rooms that include two beds or three. We also like to know, if possible, how much is the hotel far from the beach, and are there any attraction next to it, and is it in the center of the city? Uh, Thanks and regards, Nimesh Bhatia.
Okay. Okay. Uh, yeah, Nimesh. Thanks for that. Now, since I can't read your email, just since I can't read your email, uh, I don't know if you've written bullet points or how you structured, but yeah, it's a well-structured email. Sharmila would like to read. Yes, Sharmila. Yes, Sharmila.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good
So,
afternoon.
yes, sir. Sir, I'm audible.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes, sir. So I'll just read my mail. My subject line is seek information on room availability,
Sharmila, are
and
you using a
the
laptop?
period I have mentioned May 20.
Sharmila, are you using a laptop?
No, sir. I've just written down my mail.
Okay, you've written down.
No, sir. I've written my mail on a notebook.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Carry on.
Okay. So my subject line is seek information on room availability. Then I've mentioned period May 20 to May 29th,
Good.
2020. Then in the main content I have written, I would like to visit Kerala for my vacation along with my family members, in bracket 4 members, from 20th May to 26th May 2020. Through Google, I came to know about your hotel services.
Okay.
I would like to know more information on below points.
Okay.
The below information will help me to plan my vacation in a right manner.
Okay.
The point I have written.
Yeah. No, we've lost you. We've lost you. Hello. 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 Yeah, Karishma.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, your volume is a little low.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
No, we can hear you, but your volume is low. Can you
Uh,
increase your volume?
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, subject lines goes something like this. Want to explore more about your hotel? And dear ABC, this is Karishma Gurathi from
Yeah,
Thane,
Karishma. So
Mumbai.
there is a correction in your subject. What is the purpose of you writing this email?
I want to explore more about the hotel.
You want to explore. Okay. You don't want any specific information, right?
Mm, Specific information I have written in the body, sir.
Okay. So as I shared earlier, the way to write a powerful subject line is for you to for the reader to understand that how important this mail is. So when you write a subject, your subject should be very specific, saying that these dates I'm looking for two rooms, right, for four people, like that.
Yeah, sir,
So
I've written this, but in the body.
Yeah, but that has to be there in the subject. That
Okay.
will force the hotel manager to immediately open your email, because the manager will say, okay, for these dates, are they available or no? Let me see the details. Okay, so that's what I taught you in how
Uh,
to write powerful subject lines.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
so
sir.
go ahead, Karishma.
Yeah, this is Karishma Gurathi from Thane, Mumbai. I got to know about your hotel through a reference from my friend who visited your hotel last year. I would like to spend a week in your hotel with my family of 4 individuals from 15 to 22nd April. I would appreciate if you can help me with the details as follows. Number one, cost of luxury room and suite.
Have you
And
mentioned the dates of your travel?
yes, sir, 15 to 22nd April.
Okay.
And I would appreciate if you can help me with the details as follows. Number one, cost of luxury room and suite. Second, which all amenities you have in your hotel.
Okay.
Please send me the details so that I can confirm my requirement. You can get in contact with me on the number.
And
So
the rates, have you asked for rates?
yes, sir, cost of luxury room
Okay.
and suite.
Good, good, good. The last case we'll take from is for Mahendra. Yeah, Mahendra. Yeah,
So
Mahendra.
I hope I'm loud and clear.
Yes, very much.
All right, thank you. So I have written something like this. Subject line says single room availability from 16th of April to 18th of April 2020.
Right.
Then, dear Mr. Krishnakant, hope you are doing well. I wanted to tell you that I saw a few pictures of your hotel on Google. Those pictures seems quite well and gives a good feeling about your hotel and facilities. Then the next para says, I want to tell you that I need a room in your hotel for 3 days from 16th of April to 18th of April 2020.
Okay.
Hence, yes, hence I request you to kindly tell me about the tariff of your hotel. Then next line says, I need a single room occupancy. I wish to hear from you soon so that I can decide about my stay in your hotel. Thanks and regards, Mahendra Bharti, and then my contact number.
Good, good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. If I could have seen your email, then maybe I could have done some value additions. Fine.
All right.
Good, Mahendra, you can go on mute now, and we'll continue with the next part. Yeah, so let's look at how do we write an email in short. Now, a lot of times it is observed that when one starts speaking or when one starts writing, you end up writing so much that the core message is lost. हम क्या कहना चाहते हैं वो ही कभी कभी मिस हो जाता है, या फिर वो इतने बड़े कंटेंट में इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू फाइंड आउट फॉर द रीडर कि आप एक्चुअली कहना क्या चाहते हो, व्हाट इज योर मेन पॉइंट. So let's look at an email that somebody has written to Amazon because he's got this delivery much after the delivery date. So he's written, I placed an order on 10th of July. Since many years, I have been thinking of buying a laptop. From many brands, finally, I chose HP and specific configuration. Then, after discussing with my family, I finally selected one model and placed the order on Amazon. It has been delayed for unknown reasons. This is the first time I am facing such an issue. I always had a dream to purchase a laptop as I do a lot of work on it. Please get my order details from my mobile number and take the action as soon as possible. Thank you. And this. Now, uh, I would like to interact with a couple of you. Tell me what are the problems? What are the what are the problems in this email? I'll allow you to unmute yourself. Okay. Yeah, you can unmute yourself if you want to speak. What are the problems in this email?
Hello,
Yeah, yeah.
sir. He has shown his emotion.
He has shown his emotions. So what is wrong?
Like he has shown that that he wanted to means he wanted he selected that his laptop after so many time he discussed with the family that is not needed in email,
Very good.
like
Yeah, it is
after
not
discussion with
needed.
family,
It is not. It is irrelevant
unnecessary
information
information.
that, yeah, unnecessary information he is given. Anybody else would like to speak? You can go on
Subject
mute.
line is missing. Subject line
Subject
is
line is
missing.
missing. Okay.
Subject line is missing.
Okay, good.
And
What else?
he did not mention the order number.
Order number.
Order number is not mentioned. Correct. What else? What else?
He
Yeah,
he did not give the model details also.
He has not given the details of the model also. He or she is not given the details of the model also. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
yeah, Manish.
Yeah.
All things written in one paragraph.
Yeah. Whole thing is in one paragraph. It is not. It is not visually appealing to read. ऐसा लग मन नहीं करता है पढ़ने का, पूरा बड़ा paragraph बना दिया है. Right. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Last point. Anybody else?
There is no full stop after
Yeah. There's no
possible.
full stop and all. Okay. Yeah. I'm just muting all of you. Just a minute. I'm just muting all. Okay. Now let's look at what are the problems in this email. Yeah, let's mute all. Okay. So first of all, he says hi. She says hi. It's an informal salutation. Somebody is not on mute. Swati, you're not on mute. Okay. The introduction itself is missing, right? It directly started. She directly started with I placed an order. Okay. Next, let's look at the next point, which is the language is pretty informal, as of she's talking to somebody, a friend or somebody. Okay, the purpose of purchasing a laptop and all, and specific details, as somebody said, the specific details are missing, the model number, etc., etc. Also, what does she want? Right? Please get my order details from mobile number and take the action. What action? So the action is not very clear. So that is technically it is called call to action. What action she wants the reader of this email to take is not at all clear. Okay, so here's a revised email. Dear Amazon team, I had placed an order for a HP laptop and the details are as under. This is the model number, this is the order number, the color was this, the date of order was this, the scheduled date of delivery was this. When I spoke to you, to your call center executive yesterday, which is on this date, I was informed that by yesterday evening it will be delivered. Kindly look into the matter and deliver the laptop at your earliest. So if you see the opening lines, which is the introduction, why I'm writing this email to you, because I had placed an order. Then what? The second part is the content, the body of the email, which is this all basic information that is required. It is in bullet points so that the reader can quickly go through it. When I spoke to you or call center executive, this is what has happened. And this is the problem that I was informed, I was given this commitment. Or last line में clearly ये लिखा है कि kindly deliver the laptop at your earliest. So always remember the last line of your email should clearly say what action you want the reader of this email to take. By the way, one research has suggested that 80% of the emails require action for the reader to take. And only 20% emails are information emails. For example, new HR policy or the annual results of the company or whatever has happened. So only 20% emails are information emails. 80% of emails require the user to respond either in the form of a reply or with some information or with some confirmation or some product to be delivered. So it's very important that your emails end with a call to action, a clear call to action. If possible, there has to be also a deadline in the call to action that you mentioned. Okay. Ramesh Mistry says he cannot hear the audio. Okay. Yeah, Dominic Pereira says, I have something to ask. Yeah, Dominic, you can unmute yourself. Dominic Pereira, can you unmute yourself? Yeah, I've unmuted you, Dominic. Yeah.
Hi, sir.
Dominic,
Hi.
yeah, we are able to hear you. Little
All right,
louder,
this is
please.
Dominic. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. So just a quick note on that. See the last line which talks about the call to action to look into
Right.
the matter and deliver the laptop at the earliest.
Right.
So I mean, I refrain usually from using statements like at the earliest, at your
Okay.
convenience, as
Right.
soon as possible, because
Right.
they do not give any timeline with reference to when is that possible. So it becomes at
Excellent.
the convenience. And right now, looking at this case, what I would want to understand from the email is, because the order was supposed to have delivered yesterday, but it still hasn't. So the idea is for somebody to get back to me
Right.
as to when would be the new date of delivery, or when can I expect it as an answer? Because at the earliest would mean, I don't know, they might take 2 weeks from now.
Absolutely. Very good point raised. Yes, of course. So maybe another call to action would be that kindly confirm the date of delivery. That could be one. Or
Right.
could be, can you kindly deliver this within next 2 days? Okay,
Right.
I think that much leeway you'll have to give, but whatever, within next 2 days. Absolutely. Good point raised, Dominic.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. You can mute yourself. Yeah. So let's learn some tips. Use proper salutation. Prioritize the most important information. Okay. Use a proper salutation, which means that of course you should write dear and then the last name. So dear Mr. Shah or dear Swati. So like that, when you take a first name, you can directly write the first name, dear, and the first name. And if you are writing the last name, then you need to add Mr., Mrs., or Miss. Then prioritize the most important information. Make sure that the most important information is there. Use bullet points and get to the point, because in a business email, the reader doesn't have time to go through a lot of informal information. So you need to get to the point quickly in a business email. Use a formal language. This is what is the learning from this case study. And make sure that you keep it brief, clear, and visually appealing for the reader. Okay, let's look at another case study where we have to deliver information in less words. So I'm going to take you to another PDF. Can we have Deepak unmute? Yeah, Deepak. So we are looking at this case study. Deepak, can you speak something?
Sir.
Hello. Hello. Yeah. Ramesh. Yeah, Ramesh. Ramesh, can you speak something? Hello, Ramesh. I would want somebody to volunteer to read what is there on the screen. Can you raise hand? Yeah, Yogesh.
Sample number 2,
Yeah.
delivering information.
Yeah.
This type of email notifies readers no specific action is sought. Most common blunders: not factoring into your approach how busy the reader is,
Right.
delivering too much or unnecessary information, making the information difficult to read, difficult to skim.
Skim means to read it fast. Skimming is a reading technique where you read little fast. Okay. Yeah. So when you're delivering information, making sure that you write in short. Okay. So let's look at an original email. Yeah, you can mute yourself. Okay, subject system service release key milestones. Please be advised that the next system services release for legacy is scheduled for June 9. U9 test region testing will begin on Monday, May 5. A4 acceptance region is testing will begin on Monday, May 19. Rollout into production is scheduled for the weekend of Saturday, June 7. Should you have any questions and or concerns, please contact me. Within the next 2 weeks, you will begin to receive meeting invitations and supporting documentation for this release. Thank you for your time and attention. Now, this is an original email. Let's look at the revised email. So, what are the problems that you see in this email? Can we have a couple of people share? Can you raise hand? What are the difficulties a user would have, reader of this email would have? Yeah, anybody else would like to raise hand? Anybody would like to tell us what are the problems in this email? You can raise hand. There's a button called raise hand. Yeah. Yeah, Ashwini. Yeah, Ashwini.
Hello?
Yeah, Ashwini, we can hear you.
The beginning itself is not, it's not been addressed to the specific person.
Okay.
Then you should have any questions. That point itself is very, what do you say, aggressive kind of the statement.
Okay.
So that could be one.
Okay, Ashwini. Let's look at the revised email. Okay, so let's look at the subject also. The difference in the subject. Okay. Yeah, I'm writing to alert you to the milestones for the next system service release for legacy, which is scheduled on June 9. This is a very clear purpose defined at the start. Okay. Next, within the next 2 weeks, you'll begin to receive meeting invitations and supporting documentation for this release. So if you see, what do we learn from this? State the purpose of your message simply and directly. Never bog down your opening with technical detail. Save the details for the body of your message where they can be properly structured for easy digestion. So when you start an email with clearly stating what is the purpose of this email. So this purpose is to alert you, to tell you about the milestones that I'm going to talk about later. Within the next 2 weeks, you'll begin to receive like that. Okay, and the key milestones are A, B, and C. Okay, so what do we learn from this? Structure the details of your information for easy scanning. Here, readers can skim. Skim means read very fast. The topics, pausing only on the items they need to be aware of and skipping the rest. Right. Should you have any questions or concerns, please contact me. So ideally, this statement should come always at the end. Here it has come somewhere in between. Okay, because you've given all the information, then you are saying that okay, in case you need any information, you can contact me. Make certain your information follows a logical sequence. Notice that the sentence should have any questions is best positioned at the close of the message, which looks toward the future next steps. Okay, let's go back to the PPT. So I want to just know from all of you, how is it going for all of you? Just if you could chat, I'll open up the chat box right now. How is it going for you? What are you learning? Okay, I want some interaction from all of you. What are you learning? How is it going? Yeah, Deepak says it is wonderful and very helpful. Oppo F9 says it's amazing. Can we have some more responses? Yeah, informative session says Neeta Malik. It's going great, helpful. Snehal says, okay. Raghava says it's awesome. What specifically are you learning if you could share? Specific is terrific when it comes to oral communication or business communications, especially emails. So what is it that specifically you have learned till now? I would like to hear from some of you. This is very informative. Thank you. But what? So I would like to know a little bit more. Exactly what did you learn? It's very helpful in email writing. Arkamula says. Supriya says very informative. Thanks. Rahul says business email. Basic steps to write emails professionally. Yeah. Okay. Subject line information. Yeah. So Deepak says I was not aware of certain points. Okay. Okay, good. Structure of email, Indra Kumar says, got an idea of structuring email writing. Ganesh says, basics are getting clear. Snehan says, okay. Okay, how to write specifically is what Jaya is learning. Learning structured emails. I learned call to action. Vivo 1901 says, proper structured emails. Yeah, I'm happy to use this technique to improve my email writing. Sandeep Gupta says, and what to cover in email writing, like what should be the main body. That's what Saravjit Patel says. Okay, good. Let's look at some more tips. What are the learnings from this case study? Subject should mention the purpose. Salutations should be correct. Language should be formal. Closing should be formal and humble. And the signature should consist your name, designation, company name, and your contact number. Okay, let's look at how do we reply to a business email. Now, we need to look at this case specifically in a scenario when you receive, so in a business environment, we receive a lot of emails where we need to respond to a long email. Now, if it is a short email, when is the next meeting, you can just reply. But if there are too many questions embedded in one email, and you are required to specifically reply to each point, then how do we reply? So we'll look at a basic case, and then we'll look at the revised case study. Also, I would like to share with you that we at BM English Speaking are coming up with a lot of online courses. We already launched a lot of online courses, and I'll take your 5 minutes at the end of this webinar to talk about the courses with your permission. Okay, so let's look at how do we reply to an email and what do we learn from that case study. Who would like to volunteer? Kindly raise hand. I want somebody to volunteer to read. So who would like to volunteer? Kindly raise hand. Yeah, so we can't read your name. Your name is? Your name is? Hello? MMI, whatever. Your name is? Hello, we can't hear you. Hello? Ruby?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ruby.
Can you hear me, sir?
A little bit louder, please.
Hello?
If you can hold the mic little near to you, Ruby.
Yes, yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So sample number 3.
Yeah.
Writing replies.
Right.
Here we are talking about what happens when we hit the reply button.
Yeah.
Most common blunders: not appending the message you are replying into.
Okay.
Sorry. Failing to answer the question you have been asked.
Just a minute, Ruby. You said not appending the message you are replying to. Okay?
Yes.
Not appending would mean not including the entire message. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Failing to answer the question you have been asked.
Yeah.
Third
so if
point.
you see, Ruby, if you see, a lot of time what happens is the client has asked so many questions, we reply, and then it keeps going back and forth because certain aspects are not clear.
Okay.
So what has been observed is a lot of blunder happens because we fail to reply to all the questions that have been asked. Right. Next.
Next, third, replying with a long, complex explanation of something the
recipient doesn't need in writing.
Need in writing.
Yeah. Next.
writing in a way that conveys intention,
Okay.
structuring detailed information in a way that's difficult to skim.
Yeah, so these are the most common problems when people write replies, which is
Yes.
structuring a detailed information. Too much information is there, but it is very difficult for the reader to read it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You can mute yourself. Thank you very much, Ruby.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, rescanning contracts and turnaround time. So, don't get into the technicalities of the email. I'm sure some emails are technical, but let's get the gist and learning from these emails. Karen, normal turnaround for scanning contracts is 2 days of receipt here at operations. Operations stamps the lead sheet with the date of arrival and sets the documents up for scanning. After scanning, the key fields are manually entered into the document properties and the files are placed in owner's folder on the server. The mailroom courier picks up the scanned hard copies for return to their owners by 12 noon the next day. The courier delivers the documents to the area designated to the lead sheet. Starting 319, Ops is logging all contracts received from business units with date received, business unit, signing dates, batch number, quantity, date scan. Any questions, please contact me. Yeah, so this is an email and this is the revised email. Karen, 3 quick points on the subject. First, the answer to your question, and then some information on on our process that managers have to said they'll found it useful. So if your reply will be complex, include a word on what's coming and how it is structured. Okay, so this is 3 quick points that I'm going to mention in this email. Okay, your question, normal turnaround time for scanning contracts is within 2 days of receipt here at operations. Our process. So let's look at what's the learning here. Control your tone. Be professional and courteous. Never be impatient or be disrespectful. When you are in a service role, the manner of your writing should communicate service. Okay, next, structure the details of your information for easy scanning. Use headlines to telegraph your topics. So use headlines to talk about what is there in the bullet points. Use these bullets to separate the details. Remember, when readers can see at a glance the nature of the information, they can make their own choice about whether to study the emails. So here in the second paragraph, here it is mentioned a process. Here's a quick review of a normal process. Ops stamps the lead sheet with the date of arrival and sets the document up for scanning. So you would have observed almost the text is same, but it is aligned very clearly. For each scanned contract, key fields are manually entered into the document properties and the files are placed in the owner's folder on the server, like that. And the next third point, you can see bullet points. Okay. Reusing the content. Whenever an email documents standard features of your services, processes, procedures, business requirements, etc. Save a copy of a message to a folder you create for that purpose. Next time a customer asks this question, it will be easy for you to draft courteous and complete response. So I'm going to just give you the preview of this whole document. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go to the PowerPoint once again. Okay, here we go. We are going to do another email drafting activity, email writing activity. You are a team leader and 20 call center executives are reporting to you. Write an email to your manager asking them to arrange a communication training program for your team. Justify why your members need training. And the ideas are write about the current level of communication, callers' expectations, and quality managers' observations. Okay, so you have 8 minutes to write your email. I prefer if you could, if you're using a laptop or a desktop, and you can share your screen and show us what you've written. We can specifically do some value additions or improvements in your email if required. So you have 8 minutes to write this email. The time right now is 4:11. So by 4:20 you need to be ready. Okay, your time starts now. Okay, we have 1 minute to go. If you are ready, do raise hand. If you are ready with your email, uh, Dominic would type to. Yeah. Yeah, Dominic, can you share your screen or how is it? Yeah, Dominic, I've unmuted you. Would you be able to share your screen or how is it?
Yeah, it's saying, Piyush, that I cannot share screen
Oh,
while
okay.
another
Yeah, I'll
participant.
stop share, then it will share. Yeah, now you can
All
share.
right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, there's a blue button. Yeah.
Here. Are you able to see my
Yes,
screen?
yes. Everybody's able to see.
All right. Hi. So the subject line I've chosen is requesting. Then I've stated the communications training program, and that's for 20 call center executives. So I'm just made up the same dear
Okay,
Mr.
Dominic.
Shetty.
So can we just discuss the
Yeah,
subject
sure.
line?
Sure.
Okay. So Dominic, tell me what is the purpose of your email?
So it's requesting a communications training program.
You're almost there, but what is your purpose?
The executives to get trained.
Now, what is the purpose of this email?
To request the training manager to plan a session.
Correct, no? To plan.
Right.
So either to plan or to approve the requirement, right?
Okay. So can I change it to requesting or?
So you're getting a point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it is a real situation, whatever. So you would say uh, approve communication training program. Approval required for.
But okay, approval. So he's going to plan the session, right? The training manager.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to plan. Yeah.
So approval is if
Okay.
I'm
So not
already
approval.
asking
Okay.
for.
Okay. Okay. So what do you want out of this email then?
I'm saying I'm requesting a communications training
No.
program.
Okay. So let's look at it, Dominic, like this. What is the response you want from him?
The response I want from
On an
him is
email. On an
right.
email, what is the response you want from him?
I want him to send me a plan that he has for the communications training.
So requesting a plan, right? Requesting a plan for communication training program, 20 call center. Good, good. Yeah. By the way, congrats. Your email looks neat, clean, and tidy. This is how I wish all of us, 100 of us who are attending this webinar would like to write emails. Good.
Thank you.
Dear Mr. Shetty. Yeah.
This email is regarding my team. So I'm given a starting or the purpose of my email is regarding my team of 20 executives with a need for a communications training program.
Okay.
Right. And I've separated that now given the body, which is the background to this requirement is the improvement feedback that we have been receiving from the quality check manager, Mr. Nathan, for the past 2 months. I would say that my current team's communication level is intermediate and we require help on the following aspects. All right, then I've defined I've just made these up. So they may not be even accurate. So to say we are usually, then I'm also defining when is our availability, so to say, is just not to help him with the plan, to say we're usually free during the last 2 hours of the shift daily.
Excellent. See, now this is what? Now this is called maybe empathy, where you've understood that what kind of questions, you've preempted the questions that the training manager would have, and you've included that in your first email itself, so that the back and forth of that email doesn't happen, right? I'm sure everybody's observing that. Yeah.
Right. So I'm defined as to when are we, so what's the need, which are the 4 topics essentially, and when are we usually free at daily basis, and at the same time also essentially that when can these be planned, because he might say that, okay, we can start tomorrow. Then I would say, no, tomorrow doesn't happen. So then I said, okay, these can start at the month of May or something like that. And also leaving it open with an open note to say, let me know should you need any further input from my side for planning the program, and thanking in advance and my signature with the number. And
a very subtle correction here is, tell me, Dominic, uh, so the sessions can be planned in this. This is what you're proposing, right? You've not asked him what is he. So a confirmation from his side again.
Okay, yeah. So, right, I could
Yeah,
say,
you got the
let me know
point,
if you
right?
need any further input for planning the program. I've not, the only part missing here, I would say, Piyush, is I don't have a time frame given to him, which
Correct.
is a miss. So I would say any further program, uh, I would appreciate if I could have a look at a plan by the uh, I would say by the 15th of April 2020, right?
Yeah.
So this makes it clear that I'm giving him a deadline. Otherwise, again, there is no objective to, I mean, from a deadline perspective to this email. So I think now it makes a little more clear.
You're working for Pen Global, right? Some group. Okay. Yeah, good, Dominic. Thank you very much. You can stop screen share, and we go to Supriya. She's raised hand. Supriya.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hi,
Supriya.
sir.
You are you using a desktop laptop? How is it, Supriya? Supriya, are you using a desktop or a laptop? Supriya has unmuted herself. I have muted. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, Supriya. You're using a
Yes, sir.
desktop or a laptop?
Actually, I have the phone. I
You're
have
using a
connected through phone. Yes.
phone. Okay. Yeah. Can you please read your email?
Yes. Schedule 1 week communication training program for
Is
the
that the
team
subject?
for next week.
Is that the subject, Supriya?
Yes.
Yeah.
Subject is schedule 1 week communication training program for the next week for my team.
Okay.
Hello, sir. I recently had a report from the quality management team regarding the current level of communication of my 20 newly joined call center executives who reports to me. As per the
So just a minute. Who report to me, right? So some grammatical errors. Yeah.
yes, who report to me.
Yeah.
As per quality management observation, my team needs a communication training program to reach at the level of meeting callers' expectation.
Okay.
Please schedule 1 week communication training program for my new team immediately for next week.
Okay.
Also, please confirm on this by EOD today so that I can plan my team shift schedule according to the same. Thanks and regards.
Wonderful, but your mail is really aggressive. You want to do it. You want to schedule, finalize everything by today evening, and in a week you need to do everything. There are a couple of points here and there. Generally, this is not about a fresh team. You said it's about a newly recruited team, right? This is about the existing team, and from the existing team, you've identified these 20 people require training in these modules. If you look at the activity that was given to you, it was about that. Yeah. So one major thing that I've also observed, that we spend a lot of efforts in learning how to write emails, and there's no course on how to read emails as well. So when I teach IELTS aspirants and I train my trainers on uh, preparing for IELTS exams, and I realize that most of the times IELTS aspirants miss out because they don't read the instructions carefully. So, as much it is important for us to write emails effectively, it is also important to read the instructions or read these emails uh, fully. And at times, you would have observed that a lot of times we missed reading something, we've replied to the email, and then again it comes back, and then again it goes back, and again a lot of back and forth happens because we've sometimes not read the emails. So if you would refer to my instructions once again, you missed a couple of points from the activity that was given. Who would be next to share your email? You can raise hand. Supriya is done. Okay. Anybody else would like to read your email? कैसा है किसी को बहुत heavy जा रहा है कैसा है? Hello. Hello. I want more participation. Hello. Who would like to read your email, the email that you've written? Okay. Okay, then we'll move ahead. I'm sure you're able to read my screen. Okay. Here I would take your 5 minutes to talk about the new online English courses that we've launched. So we've launched 4 different courses. An online basic English course वो इन लोगों के लिए जिन्होंने school dropouts हैं, they are not able to read, do comprehension in English. So this online basic English course contains basic vocabularies, how to structure sentences, learning the basic spellings, comprehension, learning basic English fluency so that day-to-day talk can be done, and letter writing, confidence development in English. We also launched another course which is an online advanced English speaking course, which directly works on English fluency. This is generally for graduates and freshers who are either seeking their first job, or for those middle-level managers who are looking for a promotion, but the promotion is stuck because there's a challenge in English fluency. So what we'll cover in this is English fluency, advanced grammar, pronunciation, um, you know, seeking, clearing up pronunciation, basic business vocabulary, group discussion, public speaking tips, how to speak confidently in groups of people, confidently speaking in English in meetings and presentations, and basics of email drafting. So there's also the third course I want to talk about, which is an online business English course. Lakshmi Chinta, who is also in this webinar, she is one of our corporate trainer who's conducting this business English course, where we train you on business English phrases and idioms, advanced English email drafting activities, functional grammar, business communication, voice and accent, how to understand US, UK, and American accent, listening skills, and report writing. We do have an online IELTS coaching as well. IELTS, so understanding IELTS test structure, some tips, on YouTube you'll find a lot of tips on how to clear IELTS, but a lot of their tips are not correct one. There is a lot of misguidance on, YouTube videos. What are the secret tips from experienced seasoned IELTS trainers? So that's what we are going to share in IELTS coaching. There are a lot of mock tests, useful IELTS resources. So some of you have some questions in mind regarding our online courses. So yes, it's a group training. There'll be speech competitions in this online English trainings, all the 4 courses. So there'll be group training, speech competitions, debates, presentations, vocabulary games. It'll be a 24-hour course, and it's a 1 hour daily, Monday to Saturday. So we have batches from 10 in the morning to 9 in the evening. Each batch is for 1 hour. What you'll receive is grammar book PDFs, course book PDFs, online tests, a lot of online grammar tests that you can repeatedly do so that you perfect your sentence structuring and English grammar. You'll receive a course completion certificate at the end of it. So if you do this course at our institute, it costs you 8,000 rupees plus GST, which comes to around 9,800. So right now we are the limit of 20 per batch. Batches are already going on. Our existing learners who are there doing the course are already going through these courses. And for webinar participants, the discounted price is 2,999, which includes GST. If you have any other questions, you can post it in the WhatsApp group that we have formed. Yeah, this is the WhatsApp number that you need to note. Send us your full name and email drafting webinar. We'll send you the webinar PPT, the recording link. The recording link will be able to send you tomorrow afternoon after editing some slots, and discounts and offers that we share regularly. Let's look at formal closing or call to actions. Okay, so let's say when you have to end an email, how would you end an email? So there are different ways you can end your email. I look forward to your reply, which clearly states that this is the action I want from you. I look forward to receiving your confirmed order by tomorrow evening before the offer ends. So again, this is a very clear call to action with which you would like to end your email, a sales email. We look forward to a successful working relationship in the future. After I complete one more slide, then I'll open up for questions. We have around 10 minutes for that. Looking forward for your meeting confirmation. I would appreciate your immediate attention to this matter. Okay, so these are the different ways you could formally close an email. So also some more tips: automate your email signature. So with your formatting, so keep all these colorings and fancy fonts out from a formal email. Use your software to create an automatic signature with complete contact information. So this brings me to the to end of my part. Now I would like to definitely interact with you. Any questions? So if you are even struggling with very basics of writing email, अगर आप बहुत struggle कर रहे हैं, अभी तक आपको कुछ थोड़ा बहुत ही समझ में आया है, if you want to understand more, any question that you have regarding email writing, please raise hand. I'll unmute you. If I unmute all of you, we are 100 of us. It will be too noisy. So I would like to keep it like this. Questions? So Vivek Nair says, is there any website or app where I can find examples of email drafting? I'll share that with you in the WhatsApp group, Vivek. I'll share that. Yeah. So you're just saying that you need the WhatsApp number. Can I send you the WhatsApp number? So I'll just send it to all right now. I'll send this number to all of you. I'll show the slide also, and I'll send this number to all of you. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? Just a minute. I think Varsha has raised hand. Just a minute. Yeah, Varsha. Yeah, Varsha, tell us.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Dora.
Sir, we have saw that somebody thanking you in advance. Is it
Okay.
right to write in such a way, sir?
Yeah, you can say thanking you in anticipation, thanking you in advance. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, because I have read somewhere that there is no point in writing anywhere thanking you in advance. Once the job is done, only then it has to be thanked.
So if you could share the source where you've seen it, then we can have a discussion.
Okay, I'll do
Yeah.
that after.
Yeah. Thank you very much,
Thank
Varsha. Vivek, you have one more question. You said I can unmute you if you can raise hand. Yeah, Vivek. Yeah, Vivek, I've unmuted you.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Vivek.
Sir, I would like to know. Actually, I'm doing night shift job. So you had talked about courses available on daily basis.
Right.
Right. So I would like to know if there is any weekend course that I could attend.
So do drop in your question on the WhatsApp number. We'll share that with you.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Sonali says, is it okay to mention dear if you're writing an email to a senior, or respected is more appropriate? So you answered your question, Sonali. Respected is appropriate. Okay. So either to your colleagues or to peers, people who are reporting to, you can write dear. अपने juniors को या अपने peers को, अपने same level के लोगों को, you can say dear, or seniors you say respected. Yeah. Yeah. Just a minute. Yeah, Sonali. Vivek, you have one more question. You've raised hand again. Yeah. Yeah, you asked, is it appropriate to start the email with I hereby? I'm not able to understand. I'll have to see the context of the email. Yeah, MMI. Yeah, you would like to say something? Alka Sharma? Yeah, Alka? Yeah, Dr. Alka.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
Actually, you were answering Sonali's question that mentioning dear, like mentioning respected sir, ma'am, instead of dear is acceptable
Right.
to seniors.
Right.
But normally we teach our students that dear is the most appropriate form these days. It is more formal, or we can say if formally we are interacting with people, then dear is appropriate. These days, nowhere respected sir or ma'am is
Yeah.
accepted, or teacher people are writing this.
Yeah.
So I
So
have this question in my mind.
right. So Alka, if you look at
Yes,
US,
sir.
if you look at US, they would even to the MD they would write dear Peter, or they'll say
Mm-hmm.
Peter. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in Indian, certain context, in maybe a small organization,
Mm-hmm.
you would like to write. So it depends on organization to organization also. In certain organizations, you will call your senior only sir, and you'll not even take their name.
Right, right,
So
right.
I think you should take my suggestion with a pinch of salt, and
Mm-hmm.
depends on, again, a little depends also on the culture of the organization,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Alka, for the question. Uh, Yogesh Sonamne, you have a question? Please. Bharat Nikam says, I could not join due to over participants. Is there? Yeah, yeah. So recording will be available for sure. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, generally, like at the start of the session, you mentioned that don't think from your mind. Whenever you want to, like, I understood the like procedure and the step by step that things that we have to put.
Right.
So I will try and follow all of that
Right.
and make sure that my whole thing will be proper. But the
Right.
thing that when you mentioned at first saying that don't think from your mind. So like being vernacular, I mean I am from vernacular medium.
Right.
So most of the thing, like if I won't prepare myself in like what the basically context I need to think first, and then I have to put it in words. So like is there any like a way I can just like write the points and I can like put them in proper formation, because I have been struggling in this thing, and you rightly said that you whenever you think you try to attend mistakes, so that happens with me.
ठीक आहे. योगेश मराठीत देऊ उत्तर मी?
हाँ
चालेल?
चालेल चालेल.
अरे, why you're struggling? Okay, ठीक आहे. Okay, so we'll talk in English also and Marathi. See,
Okay.
I think if you have to write a very long email, okay, so
Yes.
if you're writing a very long email and it's a very important email, you can use a technique by Tony Buzan called mind maps. Are you aware of mind maps, Yogesh?
Heard about it.
You heard about it. So do some R&D on YouTube. Tony Buzan, Tony, Tony Buzan, Buzan. So Tony Buzan has invented this excellent planning tool called mind maps. It's nothing. It's like a drawing where you take the central idea and you write sub ideas, and you collect sub ideas in a mind map form, and then you start writing. So if it's a very important report that you're writing, or if it's a very long email that you have to write, I would recommend you use a mind map before you. So you plan your email or plan your report broadly before you actually start writing. So that will give you a lot of clarity on what you're writing. So it will improve your effectiveness in writing email. तर कसं आहे ना, की आपण प्लॅन नाही केला आणि धडाम असं काहीतरी लिहिलं ना, तर त्याच्या चुका होण्याचे चान्सेस जास्त असतात. There are very
Yes.
high chances when we don't think and just end up writing. So that is one. Second, you are saying you are from vernacular medium. So of course you need to work on your English. I'm sure you are participating in one of our courses, or you will be participating in one of our courses. So take professional help in improving your English. Also, there are a lot of tools available online, which is Grammarly is an excellent tool to correct your English. And in Microsoft Word and everywhere, there are grammar check tools available. So you should check your grammar and check your spellings before you write. But of course, to understand the context, to write the context of an email, always remember simple rule. In the first paragraph, write why you are writing this email. In the second paragraph, write what is this email about. And in the third paragraph, write what action, what is the conclusion of this email. So if you remember this, it will take care of this. Short emails or long emails, but if it's an important email, you should actually definitely plan and then write. Have I answered your question, Yogesh? Yogesh, have I answered your question? He's gone on mute, I think so. Yogesh, have I answered your question?
Yes, you have.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Jagruti wants to ask something, right? Yeah, Jagruti. Shalin Singh is saying, will you give us a certificate after this? So no, for this webinar, there's no certificate. There's a certificate for the English course, online English course that you attend. Vivek Nair has a question. We'll come to that, but first we'll deal with Jagruti. Jagruti, your question. Jagruti, I've unmuted you. Please don't don't mute yourself. Jagruti, I'm unmuting you. Jagruti, when I unmute you, you're muting yourself. Yeah, Jagruti. Jagruti, can you speak something? Jagruti, can you speak something? No, we can't hear you, Jagruti. You can unplug your earphone and then speak. Maybe we can hear you. Again, Jagruti, you've unmuted yourself. So till that, I'll read Vivek Nair's question. Sir, one
Can
last.
you hear?
Yeah, Jagruti, we can hear you.
Sir, could you please share some vocabs for professional email writing?
Yeah, so I'll do a separate webinar on business English in which I'll have loads and loads of phrases, idioms, vocabulary that you can use in email writing. Join our WhatsApp group where we'll announce the forthcoming webinars. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay,
you.
Jagruti, thank you very much. Vivek has sent some point. Jagruti, can you mute yourself, please? Yeah. Vivek has sir, one last. Can you please let us know your opinion about what are the activity that we should do on a daily basis to improve ourselves, and what are the activity you follow personally on a daily basis, like reading newspaper, etc. So, Vivek, I would like to unmute you first because I'm not able to understand in which context are you saying.
As a personal growth, I guess.
Personal growth, read a lot of books. So I don't know if you subscribe to audible.com. Read all the books. What do you do, Vivek?
I'm working in TCS. I'm doing night
TCS.
stuff.
Yeah. So for personal growth, broadly, you should work on your leadership skills. Excellent books like 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell, Maxwell. So read that book. Read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People if you have not read that book. There are audiobooks also available of all these popular books. That is for personal growth. So develop your leadership skills. Read this book called 1 Minute Manager, which is an excellent small book, extremely handy, very useful. 1 Minute Manager. So read that book. So if you want to do your self growth, then Robin Sharma's The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari is an excellent book for personal growth. Yeah, so read these books, attend workshops. So if you see nowadays, from Ambani's to Tata's to everyone is talking about learning. Learning is a lifelong process. So learn from webinars, learn from seminars, learn from workshops, from books, from interactions, from courses. Identify. So I think in your appraisal, your manager would be identifying the gaps that are there. Identify gaps and first of all address that, and also look at your overall goal in your life and look at what are the gaps. So in your personal life, in your social life, what are the goals that you have? Identify the gaps that are coming in the way of you achieving that goals, and then fill in the gaps by reading these books and these resources. Okay, Vivek? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Vivo 1901 has a question, but it's gone. Chaitali has a question. Chaitali says, in your organization, we are using hi XYZ to everyone. Is this okay, or just you said like it is culture of it? Correct. So, yeah, Chaitali, now, again, it depends on company to company. So if in your organization it is fine, I think then you should be fine with that. When you change the organization, make sure that you understand the culture that is there, and then use the salutations. Okay, Mahendra has raised hand. Yeah, Mahendra. Mahendra, I'm unmuting you. Yeah,
Hello.
Mahendra, tell us.
Yeah, a quick question. So what happens at times that in the flow of writing the email, we end up writing some aggressive emails. So is it also recommended that we leave once we are done with the writing of the email, we leave the email for like 20 odd minutes, and so that we once we're back we can read some points so that we can come to a conclusion that we should send the email now or not. Just a quick question.
So you are saying that at times you tend to get emotional in an email, and yeah.
I have seen many people also who what happens at time that there's so much aggression in their mind, so that they end up writing some aggressive emails, and later on they regret it. I shouldn't have written such kind of email. So in that context, I've just asked this question.
So Mahendra, I don't know about others. We can talk only about you, because I have access to my emails. You have access to your emails. I have
That's
access
correct.
to the way I speak. You have access to the way you speak. So right now we can only talk about you and your email. Is that if you observe your pattern, that when you're writing emails and you tend to get emotional and it has a negative effect, then definitely you should. You have answered your own question that write an email, keep it in draft, wait for 20 minutes, cool down, and then revise your email. And I think you do it 20 30 times and you are done. Then you will not need to. So you'll automatically subconsciously know what is the right way to write, even if you get emotional. So
All right.
by the way, same rules apply to WhatsApp. WhatsApp is much fast, so we tend to write very fast. It's a WhatsApp is a email messaging platform itself, right? It's much faster than email, so people tend to be very fast in writing. So same rules apply for WhatsApp business communication as well. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Sonali, can you please give the WhatsApp number you just mentioned? It's there on the screen right now, Sonali. You can take that screenshot. Yeah. Sonali, one. And some more books for self-improvement. Sonali, so what is your target? So if you could tell me, I've read around 200 books, but if you want to be an entrepreneur, you read Rich Dad Poor Dad, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You can watch The Secret movie. You can so much to do for self-improvement. So all these books that I mentioned, these are the books. Yeah. Yashesh wants to ask some question. Yeah, Yashesh.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much, sir. Actually, I just joined you.
Okay, yeah, Yashesh. We are sorry, there is a limitation to number of people who we could take. We were kind of not aware. So we'll be sharing the recording of this webinar. Okay,
Thank you so much.
You do share your name and just type email drafting webinar on this WhatsApp number, and we'll share.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Anything
sir.
else?
One more thing. Yeah. Thank you, sir. One more thing I want to ask, sir. I am a chartered accountant, and right now I'm working from my home. So basically, I have 2 or 3 hours, so I can. I want to work on my English language. So can I do a course, particularly advanced course, because I already had done your course, but it was a very basic course, almost 5 years back.
Okay. Yeah. So you must have also done the GMCS course, right, Yashesh?
GMCS 2 is pending, but then I have done GMCS 1. Yes.
Right. So I recommend you should do the advanced English course definitely, because it's the focus of this course is English fluency. So definitely you should do this advanced English fluency course. Now we don't know how long the lockdown will continue, but this is a 1 month course, online course. We have all the seasoned trainers who are conducting this, so you should definitely take benefit of this. Okay, Yashish, thank you. Shailendra is.
Thank you.
Yeah. Shailendra is raising hand.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes. So I want to ask questions. Many times while speaking in English, I can't get a proper word, the exact word I want to use. So how would we overcome this problem?
So a lot of English learners across the world feel that they don't remember the word. मतलब समझ में सब आता है दूसरे जो बोलते हैं, पर जब खुद बोलना होता है तो वो टाइम पे वो वर्ड याद नहीं आता है, right? So what I have observed and researched and figured out is the problem is we think in our mother tongue and we try to speak in English. Now because of this we are not able to recollect the word when we are speaking. Right now, when I'm speaking with you in English, I am framing the next sentence, I'm thinking the next sentence, and it's ready. And as I speak the next sentence is ready. But if you've studied from vernacular medium, what happens is you're trained to think in your mother tongue and you're trying to speak in English. Because of that gap, you're not able to recollect. So in all the three courses that we conduct, online courses, we train you on how to think in English. I have also produced a video which is available on YouTube. You can type Thinking in English by Piyush Bhatia, and it's a 16-minute video, and you can go through that video. Okay, thank you very much. Kuldeep has a question. Yeah, Kuldeep.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. Kuldeep here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Thanks to give me opportunity. I'm waiting for so long time for your question,
Alright.
sir.
Most welcome.
Yeah.
Most welcome.
Yeah. And sir, actually, I have regarding some question regarding email. Sometimes when we write that, when we contact with the HR first time, like if some from another company's HR is calling you, are you looking for something and all jobs and all, and we reply on that. So is it necessary to write that sir or madam?
Yeah, you'll
Or
say dear sir / madam because you don't know. So if you know the person is male or female, if you know the person is male or female, then you'll say dear sir or ma'am, or otherwise you'll say dear sir / ma'am.
okay, no worries. And that thing, if I'm knowing about that, then person is male or female, I'm knowing about this, and I know the name because of they are sending from their own email ID, and I'm knowing about that mail. So is it necessary? Suppose the name is HR is Prachi, and I'm saying that Prachi ma'am. Is it fine or just Prachi is fine?
Dear Prachi and comma. Dear
Yeah, it
Prachi,
is fine
comma.
now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right. And last is that after close that our all the email bodies and call for action and all, and sometimes we write that thanks and regards,
That is
and then
absolutely fine.
write down. Yeah. So it no one is need to put that thank you and all above this. Is
Yeah.
it?
No, that's
Yeah.
absolutely fine. Thanks and regards is a courtesy. It shows respect.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much for clarification. Thank you so much.
Welcome, Kuldeep. Yeah, Dr. Alka, I'm not able to unmute you. Vivek, you want to speak something else? Your hand is raised. Yeah. Sandeep Gupta has said that that can be used idioms in an email. Of course, you can use, but be appropriate when you're using an idiom in an email. Navdeep has asked a question while addressing people. We should stick to our company rule or flexible when addressing or according to client's response. Navdeep, if you could come and share exactly what is. Navdeep, I've unmuted you. Yeah,
Thank
Navdeep.
you. Am I audible?
Yes, a little bit louder, please.
Okay. So the purpose is that we are sending mail to customers saying hi, whether he's a senior guy, because most of the, if the company head office is in US, they tend to write hi to everyone or dear. But while we are sending mail to our client, sending hi to a senior executive, like a procurement head or something, somebody. So he's reverting saying that, dear Mr. Navdeep Maheshwari. So he's responding us like this. Now sometimes become tricky that how should we respond now? We should respond by her name saying hi, or sending the same format what he's rewarding to us.
So Navdeep, let me ask you a question. Is communication an art or a science?
It's both. I would say it's both.
Correct? Yeah, you
Yes.
answered it correctly. So what do we mean by communication is science is that there are certain rules that you have to follow in communication. And what do we mean by communication is an art, that certain rules you have to break in communication. Artists always break the rules and scientists always follow the rules. So communication is an art and a science both. So when we are learning email drafting, the purpose of this webinar is to make you aware of the basic rules that are there. But at the same time, you have to be artistic to understand, or you need to be appropriate to understand what suits in a certain environment. So again, as I answered Dr. Alka's question or a statement that she shared, that that we Indians are very sensitive when it comes to designations and respect. And when it comes to US, at international level, people generally are very straightforward. They would directly say, Mary, I'm looking forward to meeting you on this, like that. So you need to know how to be appropriate. As you answered your question yourself, is the Indian vendors, they write in a specific way, you need to answer in a specific way. American counterparts write in a specific way, so you need to use that. So you need to be culture sensitive. So there you need to be an artist on, using a different color for different people. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So as most of the Japanese write like the address and they write Sen and dear Navdeep Sen, or anybody with respect as a Sen. So we should also, you are saying that we should be artistic and reply like same way. Dear.
Yeah, I got your question. See, so one trick I'll give you, one tip, important tip. Look at how the person is signing off, right? So if you say thanks and regards Navdeep Maheshwari, right? So I would write a mail to you saying that dear Navdeep. But if you write a Nav, for example, or Rajesh would write Raj, thanks and regards Raj, then I would say dear Raj. So what is the name they would like to be called, that you can check from the signature, and you need to use the same. I would recommend that you use the same when you are addressing them. Okay. Does that answer your question, Navdeep?
Yes.
Right. Good. Thank you. Avdut has no, Shalin Singh is asking how far the software like Grammarly is helpful in writing. Do we learn anything? Please use it. You'll come to know there is a Grammarly extension also, Chrome extension. You can use it. Do let us know how is your experience. It is very useful. The more you use it, the more useful it becomes. Avdut Rane has asked a question: what's the difference between writing protocols while sending an email to the top government officials? Suppose I want to send a mail to PMO and I'm working as an officer in CMO. Then how should I draft it? You would use the same official protocol. So let's say you are in the chief minister's office and you are writing to the. So I had written a letter to all the officials that you're talking about, and we sent my books to 200 bureaucrats and politicians, celebrities, and all. So we followed the same protocol. So we'll say respected Prime Minister, and then Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi, and then the address. So you need to address exactly the same way. You need to follow the same protocols. Uh, yeah. That. But if you have any other question, then I can answer, Abdul. Abdul is not there. Abdul is there. Yeah, Abdul. Yeah, Abdul. Have I answered your question? Avdut, have I answered your question?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, what is the difference between hi sir and dear sir? I've answered it many times. So hi sounds little informal, but if it works in your organization, you should say yes. I think I would like to close the webinar now, unless anybody, can we use a short term like reference against reference, ASAP? Yeah, so some you can use, some which are acceptable you should use, but do not use too many short forms. It doesn't look nice. Yeah, it doesn't look nice. This was Mahesh Lanke's question. Yeah. Okay. I would like to end this meeting with sharing from all of you. What have you learned till date? What specifically you have learned till now? I would like, I'm opening up the chat for everybody so you can share with all. So do share 2 specific learnings that you got from this webinar. And yeah, so please share on the chat. Avdut says one more thing, from corporate to government, when we write an official email, do we have to mention prefix honorable before minister name, or you just put Mr.? So if you're writing to the chief minister, I think you should use honorable. Yeah, to the chief minister. If you're writing to the leaders, then you should write honorable. That's all. Yeah. So I think, yeah, we'll be sharing the recording. The WhatsApp number is there. Do send your name and mention email drafting webinar. We'll send you the link of the recording by tomorrow. Avdut says, is it necessary, now necessary or no? Ideally, that is a protocol that you would like to follow. Now necessary, who decides, right? Yeah, I would like to know two things that you have specifically learned. Rahul Gupta says, how do I join the online course? Do share your number. Do share your number here on the chat. Somebody from our end will get back to you, Rahul. Okay, Avdut says, I have done this course from BM. Thank you very much, Avdut. How are you doing? Oh, Lakshmi was my coach. Wonderful. She's already here in the webinar, I think. So she's here. Okay, good, good. Good. I would like to know from you, what have you specifically learned from this webinar? And we'll close after that. Hi, Pooja. Yeah, you are saying awesome webinar. Thank you. I understand, but I would like to know what are two specific things that you have learned from this webinar? Because specific is terrific. I think that's all. Yeah, Yogesh says it's giving the sense where I was doing mistake in writing emails. So this session will help me. See, when you write, again, to develop your written skills. Proper email and precise emails, and then a lengthy one. It was good experience of 5 minutes. Avdut says, yeah. I learned to be not to be aggressive while sending emails. Supriya says, okay. Yeah. What are the two specific things that you are taking away from this 2-hour webinar? Okay, you said a lot of information you got in the webinar. Good. Okay, so thank you very much. I learned about professional subject heading. Email drafting is a difficult task. Yeah, I learned how to write emails. Tips to write emails. Subject line should be clear and attractive. Session was interesting. Thank you very much. How to improve speaking. So for that we'll do another webinar. Skandma. I understood the structure, the email drafting technique. Yeah, Chaitali. Yeah, how to join WhatsApp group? I've shared. No, it's there. The number is there on the screen. Just send a name and we'll add you to that group. Yeah, use of words appropriate. Okay, you learned. Oh, Avdut, you are in Kasura Hospital. Thank you very much. You are doing an excellent job. Right. Okay, I learned how to write email clean writing. Okay, with that, we come to the end of the webinar. Thank you very much for participating. Thank you very much for your time, your interest in your development of your business communication skills. I'll see you very soon in the next webinar. Thank you and bye-bye. Take care of your health.